one of the things that I really think where people get stuck sometimes with preschool is like, what do I do with them? So I would love to just pick your brain on what are some of your favorite activities that are kind of maybe your go-to favorites that work well.
Okay. Oh, so it depends, obviously.
Yeah.
It depends on the weather, if we're inside or outside. It depends on if I'm at school or not, all those different things, right? Mm-hmm. But my go-to that's in the trunk of my car, I have multiple of them, are floor puzzles. I love floor puzzles. So they range from like 2 feet to 4 feet sometimes. And it's like big puzzle pieces that we use. And so I love that we work as a team to get it done. We have to use a model to create this thing. And so there's so many different vocabulary opportunities with that, a lot of turn taking, a lot of requests being made. And then, like I said, it's a really like high opportunity situation. So if we're practicing articulation or phonological skills, we're getting that done too. And in that, at the end, we have this big thing that we created. And so it's kind of like a proud moment for the children. And like I said, I have so many of them in my trunk. It's just one of those things that I can grab, and I know I can hit all the different skills and different goals in one. So I would say puzzles are my top contender, and then I love anything pretend play based. So ice cream, we pretend to have ice cream socials or ice cream truck, making sandwiches, any of those things, but like the felt pieces or even the hard wooden toys. That is like endless. We get silly with it. We get, very practical. Like we're actually ordering a sandwich or ordering ice cream. And so that one is just no limit to that as well. So those are my top two that I grab quickly.
Both of those are, I could not agree more that puzzles. And I think too, where that you have with this age group, they're not going to just sit and that is not going to happen.
No.
So that movement and activity piece is so important because I feel like when they're moving and doing things, it's like easier to retain, to learn. And that pretend play, you're exactly right. That is, and there's so many fun things. I love the sandwich idea.
Yes.
The cooking. Those are always so fun, like a car wash, anything where it's, and you know what else I love about that is I was just doing a presentation recently about just how, vocabulary, how do we learn it? And, expressive language. And it's a big part of it is experiences. If you don't have the experiences, you don't have the vocabulary. And so this is great too, because I know I've worked with several young kids that depending on life circumstances, they weren't going out and having these experiences. So you almost like create it with them. So they're still learning that vocabulary as you do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now, what happens if you our behaviors, if you start losing, because we know they're very honest. If they're like, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing that.
Yes. Very honest. That's another reason why I love this age group. Yeah. I mean, they are open, honest, and direct. There is no guessing at all, ever.
Oh, yeah.
Behaviors is just a thing, There's two things that I do to ensure that we keep it within reason. And so there's always a plan. There's always a plan, either verbally or visually. So we create a plan. And now they hold me accountable. If I come in, Miss Chanel, we didn't make her schedule today. And I'm like, okay, let's make her schedule. So just the first moment that I meet them, I establish certain expectations and communicate those with them. And so I find that doing that early on really helps with that. And then along with the schedule that we create, the routine or the plan, it definitely like staples it. So those two things are what I do to make sure that we are still staying in those boundaries. And so if we get a little silly or get a little upset or frustrated, it's okay. And then we just refer back to either the expectation or the plan. And generally, once people are calm, children are calm, everything's good, we go right back to it. But that's basically how I manage and create a really good, safe, and fun session for the children, those two things.